Hello and welcome back to Will's World Reviews and More. Today's the day we're going to do our predictions for WWE Extreme Rules 2015 coming up this Sunday. So I've got a list of matches here in front of me, all with the various stipulations, but we've got two that could possibly change before we actually get to Sunday. So I'll talk about that a bit more as we go through them. So to kick us off on the pre-show, apparently we have the Brass Ring Club, otherwise known as Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, versus the New Day. So I'm assuming that'll be Big E and Kofi Kingston with Xavier Woods at the side accompanying them, and you've got Natalia probably accompanying Cesaro and Kidd. So that's on the pre-show. It's a tag team championship. I'd like to see Cesaro and Kidd hang on to the belts and possibly turn face, which is what it's looking like if they're pitting them against the New Day as heels. But I've got a funny feeling this is going to the New Day, so we'll see what happens because they have been pushed quite a bit. Then we've got Dean Ambrose, my man, versus Luke Harper in the Chicago Street Fight. Now this is a potential to be a very, very good match indeed. Both great workers. Both put their bodies on the line. Athletic, so interesting to see like a old time hardcore kind of thing, and yeah, that should be a good match. I'm gonna go with my man Dean Ambrose as always. I've always picked him in every match I've reviewed him in, and he hasn't won yet, obviously on pay-per-view. So maybe this is his time. Let's see. Then we've got Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler in a Kiss My Ass match, or Kiss Me Ass. Oh, not a big fan of this stipulation. I think Sheamus has got to win this just because it's his first pay-per-view back, and it'll set up some heat if he goes on to another feud, or indeed carry this on. So I'm going for a Sheamus win. And then I can't see Ziggler kissing his ass, so I think some kind of interference will happen, whether it's the night after, usually on Raw, when these stipulations or some of these stipulations would come to fruition. So we'll see what happens, but I'm going for Sheamus. Then we got Big Show versus Roman Reigns in a last man standing match. Again, you'd think this has got to go to Roman Reigns. They've got to build him up again, and I think that's what's going to happen. Normally they do book Big Show to win, regardless of the fact that he needs to retire, and he's great service and all that, and respect him for that. But to be honest, it's difficult to see. But I think Reigns has got to go for the win here, and it'll make him look good. Beating a giant in a last man standing match, that adds credibility to him to rebuild him up after WrestleMania. So that's Reigns. Now the next two matches are the ones I was referring to in terms of that they could change. So the first one is Nikki Bella versus Paige for the Divas Championship. Now storyline goes that Paige is injured, but in reality she's off shooting a film. So it looks like Naomi is going to replace her, and by the way Naomi's been booked, it looks like she may even get away with the title. So I can't see it happening. I'm going to go for a Nikki Bella win, but if it's Paige v Nikki, I think Paige will win. But I think if it's Naomi versus Nikki, I think Nikki will win. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. They may even make it into a triple threat. What if Naomi, or it could even be Naomi v Nikki and then Paige wins interference, or vice versa. More likely to be what happens if they can get Paige involved somehow. So that's that one. Then the next one, for very different reasons, is Daniel Bryan versus Bad News Barrett for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, obviously, this is different because if Daniel Bryan is injured and he's the title holder, it means that this won't be a title match anymore. I don't know what stipulation they would add, or if any, really. If he doesn't appear, whether they will make him vacate the championship and make the match for that championship and find a new opponent for Bad News Barrett, I'm not sure. But as for who the opponent could be, it could be Adrian Neville from what I've heard. Could be anyone really. They want to replace him with. Who else? Realistically, could they put in Ryback? He's not doing anything. It'd be he's not really been in that Intercontinental picture. But again, it could be something like that. Someone who needs to get a bit of a push. We'll see what happens. Maybe Bryan will make it through. And if it is Bryan v Barrett, then I think they will definitely go with Bryan win. That's for sure. If it's somebody else, then obviously it's wholly up in the air, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. So if by a chance it is Neville, I can't see him putting a title on him this quick. So it'll be back to Bad News Barrett, but that is if they make it for the championship. So we'll play that by ear as the days go on, obviously, and see what happens. Then you've got John Cena versus Rusev in a Russian chain match for the US Championship. So each one opponent to win needs to touch each 4 corners. This has got Cena written all over it. Can't see him losing this. And this obviously put to bed. In an ideal world, you would think if the title wasn't on the line here, I'd say Rusev would win and would go over to move on to a new feud. But because of the title is on Cena and obviously it came from Rusev, I can't see it changing again. So, Cena will win this and then Rusev will move on. But maybe they'll find a way to make him look strong, or it might be a dodgy ending or something like that, just so they can build him up for his next feud, whatever that might be, because he is probably one of the bigger heels now in the company. Then, to top it all off, we have Seth Rollins v Randy Orton in a Hell in a Cell. Is it a Hell in a Cell or is it a cage match? I can't remember. Let me find out. Steel cage. It's not Hell in a Cell, sorry. So a steel cage, but Randy Orton can't use RKO. Well, coincidentally, Seth Rollins can now also no longer use curb stomp, but that's not stipulation. That's just rumoured. WWE has banned his finishing move, which I'm not happy about, and a lot of people aren't. But anyway, back to the stipulation. Yeah, so steel cage, no RKO, and you've also got Kane as the gatekeeper or something. So it's for the title. So Rollins is going to retain, but something's going to happen. I'm not sure what. I think Kane will come back with the mask. I think that's one thing that's interesting. We'll see the old Kane maybe turn face. There'll be some kind of interference run by the Authority, whether it's Big Show or J&J Security or even Triple H. Something will happen. But it could even be something as simple as Orton just can't resist doing the RKO. So we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna go for Seth Rollins to win. So guys, that's my predictions. I'm looking forward to this pay-per-view. I always look forward to my pay-per-views. It's my kind of one day of the month where I just binge out on my wrestling. So I do that with the network anyway. But this is like a proper serious night. So I'm looking forward to it. Not as much as Mania or the Rumble, but definitely one that I'm gonna be interested in watching and seeing how we pick out the results. So thanks for watching. Keep liking, subscribing, and commenting. I'll be back with my review of the Extreme Rules, obviously, late Sunday night, Monday morning. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace.